All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to episode 18 of Live from the Ley Line Conspiracy Podcast. It's Cameron Porter, as always, with my boy Avery. How you doing,
Yes,
Avery?
sir. I'm great. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm doing
Been a
great.
nice little break, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Not too bad, not too bad. Like 2 weeks.
yeah. You know what it comes down to, folks? It's summer. We're living our life.
Yes.
We're busy. We got jobs. We got family. We got all sorts of shit going on. So, we get them out as often as we can. When it gets into the slow season, we might get back to doing them, once a week or whatever. We'll see.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, how's life been? How hot is it?
Oh, oh, great. It's 110 in Arizona right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's
and
fucked up.
we actually have a little bit of humidity right now too. So brutal out
Ew.
there.
Just swampy, sweaty ass as soon as you walk outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The
Lord.
car, the car is what gets you, bro.
Oh, I bet you got to go outside with ice packs and sit on them.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky people that have garages and shit.
Oh yeah.
I bet there's rich people that have garages with coolers, fans blowing right on the car.
100%.
Keeps it nice and cool. They get right in, turn that AC high,
Oh yeah.
never even feel the heat.
What about you, bro? You still playing pool?
Yep. Yeah, I got
Awesome.
pooled tomorrow night. Played last week. I went up to a 5 in skill level, and so I've just been getting my shit kicked.
Yeah,
Been playing people that are a lot like, tougher opponents, and
totally.
they've
Yeah.
been putting the smack on me.
That's part
But
of it, man. It's part
it
of it.
is. That's how you get better.
Yep.
You learn how to beat people like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, man.
Awesome, bro.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. To roll into it, um, there's a viral, super viral video of a woman on a flight, and the video kind of sucks, but to sum it up, the recording starts with a girl basically running up the aisle of a plane that's getting ready to take off, and she's just basically screaming like, "I'm getting the fuck off this plane." And eventually in the video, she turns around and you realize that she's freaking out because of the guy she was sitting next to. And in the video, she turns around and it's viral and she says, "That motherfucker back there is not real."
Mm.
And so people dug into it and they found out that what led up to this was she was talking to him and he was just turning his head and looking at her and not saying a word and just staring at her. And so she would like she kind of like rubbed it off or whatever. And then she said another thing, and other people were talking to this guy as well, and he was just dead stare at people, not saying a word. So
Mm.
then she started to get freaked out, like almost in a manic state, and lot other people involved were saying that she was not drinking. She obviously could have been on some kind of substance, of course, but
She took her Ambien for the plane, baby.
yeah, yeah.
She was
But
on the moon.
yeah, but as far
Uh,
as anyone was concerned, she was not intoxicated and everything like that. So, of course, the
Interesting.
conspiracy theorists dug deep into the video
Mm-hmm.
and they slowed it way down and they record the guy in the hoodie. It's the guy in the hoodie that was freaking her out. And people zoomed in and they got a picture of his eyes. And so people are saying that it was a reptilian or a shapeshifter on the plane.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She actually saw one.
Yeah. And so it made her freak out.
Um, Let me see if I can find it with a Google search.
Yeah. The crazy part is there's other videos coming out recently too of similar situations. So shit's hella weird.
Man,
I don't know. I mean, if someone's looking at me and they got reptilian eyes, the vertical sleekies, I'm doing the same thing, bro.
oh, it's rear naked,
Yeah.
rear
Yeah.
naked with hooks in.
Oh yeah. With
Crank them.
with the hooks in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't play with a reptilian. They
Yeah.
terrify me. The idea of like them being able to shapeshift and look like us.
Yeah.
What do they really look like?
Right.
You know, that'd be terrifying to see their true form.
They
Maybe
just
that's how.
grow out of your back like a tarantula
Oh
shedding its skin, and they're just 9 feet tall. Like, oh,
God, that'd be terrifying.
it would.
Oh,
I
that'd
don't
be
know if I'm
terrifying.
throwing the rear naked on that one. That one might be the front kick.
You'd have
Just
to do it
keep,
before they molt.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
after they molt, you just better run, bro.
yeah.
I don't
Throwing
even know
leg
if Joe
kicks.
Rogan's kick could do something to the reptilian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I seen some crazy stuff about that, but that's just a fun little thing to throw out there because
Yeah,
the video was viral.
that's interesting. I really wonder what that is, dude. That's freaky because she did seem distressed. I've seen the video before, and she
Yeah.
seemed extremely distressed when she was getting out of her seat and
Oh
like
yeah.
she was yelling
She
wild.
left her luggage in the overhead.
Really?
That's how bad she wanted off. Yeah.
Damn. And there's like confirmation that she wasn't on any sort of sleeping medication or anything
Not that. Not that.
because it
But
could
she
be an
was not
Ambien.
drunk. But
Ambien causes you to be a loopy motherfucker.
it's very true.
But um nonetheless, it's compelling.
Yeah. And also no one has heard from this girl since. No one can find her, no one can get her on anything to clarify. Because big big platforms are reaching out
Yeah. Oh, they
trying
want
to
to interview her.
yeah, because I mean it's just huge right now. But
God.
speaking of huge, did you see Sound of Freedom?
No, I haven't seen it.
You gotta go see it,
I know.
especially having your baby.
I know. I know.
It'll uh it'll
I've I've
really
heard a
make
lot
you
of good
feel some
things.
type of way. Yeah. Um Super viral, very powerful movie. I highly recommend it to everybody. Um let's see. What I wanted to talk about with it is the fact that everyone knows that the mainstream media and the elites are suppressing the movie really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood, all that. It took them 4 years to get it out. Disney owned the rights to the movie and they would not put it out.
They just
So,
shelved it. I heard,
yep.
yeah.
So a smaller company had to come and buy it out. And there's a lot of crazy shit going on with that. A lot of movie theaters that are playing the movie will purposely keep the lights on the whole time the movie's on. Or I've seen videos of people walking through spraying chemicals that stink really bad to push people to leave. I've seen a video of a situation where a manager had to come in and say, "I'm really sorry, our AC stopped working." So the theater's really hot. And in the video, the guy's like, "Is it just this one or what?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's just this one." So the rest of the building's working perfectly fine. Um, so yeah, they are really
They're trying to
suppressing it.
keep people from seeing this fucking movie.
Yeah. Now, spoiler alert, I was sad that they didn't go deeper. I thought they were really gonna go deep because the guy's name is Tim Ballard and he's all over the internet right now in all kinds of podcasts. And in his podcasts, he'll go into detail about how like it's really pushed by the elites. He can name you the exact price for a barrel of harvested organs. Like he goes deep into stuff, and the movie is just more so about like, this.
That's who Jim Caviezel plays, or Caviezel, whatever the
Yes,
fuck his name is.
yes. Yeah, and
Um,
so the movie really just pushes about like a story about these two kids that go through, Guatemala and I think they end up in shit, where they end up. They end up in like the rainforest and like, South America. And they do talk a little bit at the end. They put up messages and stuff about how like the US is the number one consumer of child sex trafficking and stuff like that. But I was hoping that they would like drop names and
yeah,
go into it, and they don't. But, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to put it out at all.
I think that's the biggest thing is it would have
Yeah.
been taken down immediately, or they would have been sued for defamation,
Yeah.
and the whole studio would go under, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
oh man, that's compelling. I need to listen to these podcasts.
yeah, yeah.
That's going to be on the docket for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um, it's terrifying because it's a huge part of the world and people don't really see it. And I think it's suppressed in our media so that you don't even think about it. You don't know that something like this is going on around you at all times and that this is a very real danger,
You're spot on.
you know? Did you ever see the show Happy?
Uh Is that the one with the guy from who plays Saul from Breaking Bad, that actor?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, no. You might be thinking of Nobody.
Okay.
This was a show, and it was with the guy that played the hell was the name of that show? Law and Order, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like the main guy in Law and Order, but then he was like now he's like this old cop, like this renegade detective cop type dude who's like starting to have a mental break and like starts having these like hallucinations, and the hallucinations are of this like little cartoon elephant or like hippo type thing. You know what I'm
Okay.
talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
And that little elephant is this little girl who's been kidnapped and trafficked. That's her like what the hell is it called? Imaginary friend.
Yeah.
And it's like this like fucking imaginary friend is showing him the way to the girl who's been kidnapped. And there's like all these different characters, and like this is a spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen the show, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's still worth watching. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
there's this character who's like a children pop star, and he is like one of the main ringleaders for this trafficking, and he's like the pop star, and they kidnap these kids at the concerts, and
Wow.
like super fucking compelling. It gave me chills the whole time. I was like, damn, they're letting them fucking just talk about this. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I need to watch that then. I definitely saw the previews for it.
It's super unsettling. Like the guy who kidnaps her is like this terrifying Santa character, like
Oh
this
man.
monstrous Santa looking dude, and he like gives her this psychedelic drink or cake or whatever, and
Yeah.
like MK Ultras her essentially.
Wow.
It's crazy. You gotta watch it.
Yeah. No, but I just wanted to say you're spot on the money because you walk up to most people and you say, "Oh yeah, like super rich people, not only do horrible things with children, but they, drink their blood
Yep.
and harvest them and stuff, and they'll call you fucking crazy."
Oh, I know.
But it's the truest thing,
Well, it's because they don't want to look at the facts of what's going on, you
Yeah.
know. And I think they try to tell you in movies like A Clockwork Orange or um what's the other one? Um Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
movies where they show you adrenochrome use and they show you what kind of effects that it has,
Yep.
you know, and it's a lot more prevalent than people think it is. At these upper echelons, that's their party drug,
Yeah.
That's what they're using to, they need that for their life. When you do so much evil, I think it's taxing. It's like you're a meth addict. You
Yeah.
probably age twice as fast, and so you got to do adrenochrome just to look normal.
Right. You're dead right. Yeah, if there's one thing that everyone I wish that everyone could come together for, it would be to fight that.
I
There's
agree.
one thing that could unite the world at this moment. I would hope that it's that. And so I think that's the purpose of the movie is they're trying to start a movement,
I love
but
it.
most people are not going to act. What can you really do at the end of the day? Watch your kids.
Watch your kids. But this like one of the scariest and saddest things too, a lot of these kids eh, um are not kids from the United States, and they're
Yeah,
not kids that have any sort of identifying numbers. So if they are
right.
going to be sold into trafficking, they're either, an alien coming across the border, or they are born without a tax ID and immediately stolen,
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
which is
Gotta
terrifying.
put some kind of giant, system in place there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
But
just need
yeah,
to start putting feet to flames. I think people need to start having names exposed,
yeah,
and these people need to be publicly executed like they do in France.
yeah.
You know,
I'm all for it. Um, so yeah, definitely go watch it, please.
I am going to.
Yeah,
I'm going to. How long is it playing, you think?
not long. Might still be out. I don't know.
I'll find a way to watch it for sure.
It'll come to, you know, some kind of service eventually, but let's see.
Yeah, there's show times for it.
Yeah, it's still playing over here too.
Hell yeah. Cool, man. I
So
need to go
yeah,
watch it for sure. It's heavy.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's very when you watch it, you're just like, I want to get in there, you know?
Yeah, you want to go do something.
So the guy, Tim Ballard, he was a part of Homeland Security. That's how he got all the funding and clearance to go on these missions
Mm-hmm.
into foreign countries and do this stuff. And so it just makes you go like, put me in there,
Yeah, let
you
me do
know?
it. Give me some
Yeah.
funding. Shit.
One thing that's really good about the movie is how they show usually the person who does the initial kidnapping is actually a female because, they can act more
And the kids are more trustworthy to a
friendly,
female.
motherly,
Mm-hmm.
And so in the movie, the way the kids get kidnapped initially, just for this specific story, is this woman is a beauty pageant manager. And so, you know, they're just crafty. It's always a woman.
So fucked up. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's going on all the time.
Yeah.
There's so many kids that go missing. Like 500,000 kids go missing a year,
Oh yeah.
at least. Which doesn't seem like people are like, oh, 500,000. But it's like that's a lot of kids, man.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount of kids.
Oh yeah. And in the movie, they also put that child sex trafficking is actually the second largest business in the world behind drugs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Both illegal trades are the two
Yep.
biggest businesses in the world.
Yep.
That's probably why they're illegal, so that the people that are really making the money on it can just continue to siphon off every bit of money.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think that's probably what it is at the end of the day. It's these people that have the control already, and they're like, well, like if people grow their own weed, they're not going to buy weed from the government. So
Yeah.
then they have to say, no, you can't grow your own weed here. But then they will set up a dispensary and they say, you can buy this weed.
Right.
But you can't grow any weed, but you can buy this weed.
Right.
They're forcing you to pay them the money for it.
Yep.
Ah, it's so evil. And it's
Yeah.
terrifying because like as a father, the sex trafficking epidemic that we have in our country is terrifying.
Yeah.
It makes you not want to go anywhere and get her like
Yes.
a leash that tethers her to me.
I know. I know, and it sucks because you don't want to be you know, over the top with it, but you have to be,
You have to be.
especially just anywhere uncommon.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna put air tags in all my kids' shit.
Yeah.
All sorts of different stuff. RFID chips in her shoes. Know where
Yeah.
she's at.
Literally.
At least until she's like a teenager. Then
Yeah.
it's like, all right, chips are coming out.
Yeah.
You got some freedom.
Yep.
I just gotta, and not that she would get in trouble, but dude, I just need to know where you're at.
Yeah.
If you get kidnapped, those first like 48 hours are essential, and you can't file a missing persons report until 48 hours.
Right.
So it's like, it's bullshit.
Oh yeah. Okay. The other thing that was fresh on my mind is members of Congress have officially moved forward with trying to impeach Joe Biden. Did you hear about that? On
Interesting.
counts of treason and bribery and election tampering. It's
Interesting.
brand new. They just read it in the Supreme Court. So we'll see how that goes.
What would that mean?
It's really
Who
hard
would
to
be
find
president?
anything on it. Kamala. Yeah.
So this is just part of the deep state plan. I think
Yeah.
Joe Biden was just a straw man to get her in.
Always has been because they can make him do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrifying,
Yeah.
but I guess it's also good. It's all just smoke and mirrors too. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of shit they're going to distract us from while they're doing all the impeachment trials.
Right. Oh, like a bag of cocaine found in the White House.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck was that all about? Cocaine
They uh
residue.
they said they can't figure it out, so they don't care. We know who it was, bro.
Who was
We
it,
know
you
who
think?
Big Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leaving baggies.
Yep.
God, Hunter is a crazy person. Did you ever see that?
Crazy.
He was like going like 175
Yeah.
I think it was an S type.
Yeah.
and smoking crack at the
And
same
smoking
time.
crack. I was hoping you would say it. Yeah,
At
yeah,
the same time.
yeah.
He lives super fast, bro.
Oh
He was
man.
like on his way to Vegas to go fuck strippers
Yep,
and do more blow. And he's
yep,
smoking crack on the way to the strippers and blow, doing 175.
yep.
He lives on pure adrenaline.
175, bro.
That's a ridiculous speed. 100, you're like, wow, this is fast. And then you get
Yeah,
up to like 125, and you're like, shit.
yeah.
175 would be so stupid, ridiculous fast.
Oh yeah,
Jesus. Things are just moving so quickly.
yeah.
You've no time to react. You'd powderize a deer before you could even see it.
Oh yeah, your car would implode, literally.
Yeah. Oh God. It's terrifying.
Yeah,
Um, well, I don't know what to think about with the impeachment, but it seems like it's about time. I think this is shit that, we've known for a long time, that
yeah,
there's been collusion with China and, bribery from these countries,
yeah.
from Ukraine and other countries for support.
Oh yeah,
And I don't know. I don't think it's not a surprise to me, but I'm just worried because all the people are going to chomp at the bits, and this is just going to further separate people more. You
oh
know,
yeah,
I don't know. They're trying to confuse everybody. They don't want you to know left from right,
yeah,
and this is just part of the confusion. They're like, wow, if he's getting impeached, well, and then Kamala is going to be in, and then what is she? She's the first female president
yeah,
by impeachment. How does that work?
yeah. It's just that, the vice president just steps up. If the vice president can't, for whatever reason, it ends up being the Speaker of the House. I do
Mm,
remember that from class.
good
Yeah,
memory.
she'll just step in and she'll just keep doing what he's doing. So
Yeah.
no, I'm waiting for November 6th, 2024 or November 5th, 2024. It's so bad. I'm just waiting for it, man.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never I've never had an election party before, but you best believe I'm throwing one.
He said it's time.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you think RFK is even going to be on the ballot?
Yes, I do actually. I think he'll be third party, even though he is choosing a side. I think they'll select him as a third party.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's DeSantis won't be on there. It's gonna be Trump and uh I don't even know.
Gavin Newsom, you think is going to run?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't even know who they'll put up there.
Well, I
Shit,
don't
they could
know.
try Hillary again. That'd be a great rematch, you know?
Oh Lord. It's so funny. Hillary is like delusional. She's like, I think I'll run. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, you're not popular. Nobody's voting for you.
Yeah.
It's like she doesn't look at her fucking social media. Somebody else runs that for her. And
Oh yeah.
she's like off in her own world. I'm gonna run. People like me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know about all that. It's funny shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess regardless of what happens, at the end of the day, my lifestyle doesn't change too much
That's true.
day to day. When there's some shit that when they start coming for guns, that's why I'm really afraid of RFK, dude. I think he is a sheep and or a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a lot of great ideas and he says a lot of the right stuff,
Yep.
but he's famously anti-gun
Yep.
for the right reasons. If anybody's going to be anti-gun, let's be honest,
You're
it should be RFK, right?
right.
He shouldn't like guns if you're a dude like that. His
Yeah.
family's 0 for 2
Yeah.
assassinations. Um, so, and he knows what kind of like shit the deep state runs.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not more afraid for his life.
Yeah.
I would be. I would be. But
Definitely.
he
Yeah.
walks strong through the fire, which is pretty cool. That's commendable.
Yeah.
Um, it's scary, especially with all the information that's come out more recently, like basically confirming that the CIA did it. We've always known,
Oh yeah.
but now they're like, okay, yeah, we did it. Now
Right.
everybody's
Yeah.
really catching up. 50 or so years later,
Yeah.
as soon as the statute of limitations goes up, like, all right, we can't get in trouble anymore.
Facts. Facts.
Oh man, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Watch out for your produce saying Applegate on it. The new official Bill Gates produce company.
Really?
Yeah. You know the little stickers on apples and avocados?
Yeah.
There's Applegate on it. Watch out
That's
for that.
and that's Gates brand.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Filled with, the shit that gives you cancer.
Yeah. Only. It's just pure cancer.
Yep.
God. An apple away keeps the
Yeah.
life expectancy down
Oh
with
yeah.
Applegate. Oh, Jesus. See, that's terrifying. He owns so much farmland too. He's like the biggest owner of farmland. Like
Oh, I
I
know.
want to say it was like 28% or something like that.
Yeah.
A big majority owner of farmland here in the United States.
Yeah. I think it's even more than that, actually. Scary.
It's really scary, man. Because then what you can do after that is you genetically modify something a little bit
Yeah.
to make it resistant to a certain type of pesticide.
Yeah.
And then you spray that pesticide all through the air and let it affect your neighbor's crops.
Yep.
Your crops survive, their crops die. They don't understand what's going on. You buy their land because they need the money. Then you plant your seed that fucking is resistant to this pesticide there. And you just keep spreading out until you take over everybody
I
systematically.
mean, shit, you just broke it down.
Yeah. It's terrifying. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
They only want the rich to be able to make food for us.
Yep.
And and it's frustrating. That's why you just have to be extremely independent. I can't
Yeah.
wait to have just a little piece of land. I'm gonna grow as many things as I can that I
Yep.
can eat. I want to have chickens for eggs every day. You know, there's ways to do it,
Yeah.
not be on the tit of the government.
Oh yeah.
That's what they want. They want you on the tit pretty bad.
On the teat.
On the teat. Oh goodness. I love it.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it. What time are we at? Shit. What do you want to talk about a little something something? A little old
Yeah,
story
yeah.
topic?
Yeah, let's throw it in there.
Shit. So lately I've been going on some deep dives about um just like ancient stories, you
Yeah.
know, and like origin stories and stuff like that. And I was listening to the Epic of Gilgamesh while I was at
Hmm.
work the other day, which is incredibly fascinating
Oh
for
yeah.
anybody. It's super cool to listen to. They've got it on Spotify. You can just type it in, and they got the full unabridged, and it's super sweet. It's a great story, but it basically tells the story about this guy Gilgamesh who was crafted. He's like of god blood. I think he's like 2/3 god and 1/3 human, is
Yep.
what they say. And he was the king of Uruk, which in Uruk is a real place, and I'm pretty sure it's in Iran.
Yeah.
Um, there's like you can see the remnants of it. It's like this square that goes out in a big square shape, and it starts
Yep.
with this temple in the middle that's a square, and it's cool looking. But he was the king of Uruk, and he's kind of a tyrant king a little bit. He would enact prima nocta. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
For the folks at home that don't know, it means he got to shag your wife before you did
Yep.
when you're marrying her. He would basically deflower all the new virgins. Anybody that was getting married, like he was the dude that was doing it, which
Yeah.
is a great job if you ask me.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But it's also frowned upon. It's not right to do. And so uh, people from other places and like other gods heard about this and were like, dude, this guy is running rampant. Like this isn't right. He can't be running around like this.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty sure it was Enki in particular.
Hmm.
He was like, dude, he's too ridiculous. And so
Yep.
he created Enkidu, which was this like guy made from the earth essentially. But he matched Gilgamesh in strength uh and valor or whatever. Like they were like perfect matches for each other. Because that was
Yep.
like the other thing with Gilgamesh is he was just like kind of sad because he didn't have anybody that matched him. He could beat up anybody. He could have any woman he wanted. He was annoyed with how mundane life had become,
Yeah.
you know. And then Enkidu came and they were like best friends, hit it right off. I mean, not really at first. They beat the shit out of each other, but then they like got respect. You know how guys are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to fight first, and then you're like, all right, I respect you,
Yeah.
respect your strength. And so they became great friends and, battle buddies. They'd go through and battle all sorts of shit. They would kill mythical creatures together. Um, it was sick. They got great adventures. But then Enkidu gets punished because they go and they kill the boar of life, I think,
Yeah. Yep.
and or the boar of the boar of life, yeah, but it was like the forest life. And
Yeah.
they go and they kill that and they take the horns of it, and the gods had to punish them, and they're like, you can't do this. We're gonna punish you. One of you has to die, and we're gonna kill Enkidu.
Yeah.
And so they make him sick, and he slowly dies. It takes him like 2 weeks to die. He
Yeah.
slowly withers away. And Gilgamesh is by his side the whole time because that's like his brother, dude. That's his fucking homie.
Yeah.
And he's dying, and they're crying together and talking about their stories of battle. And in the book he keeps talking, he's like, and now I weep like a woman.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, you could tell it was like a sad moment for them and very uncharacteristic of Gilgamesh. Like, this meant a
Yeah.
lot to him. And his friend dies, and he essentially gets this like spite for life, and he's like, well, now there's no point to stay in Uruk. And he goes wandering on an
Yep.
adventure, like a quest for knowledge, essentially, to go find himself. And so he just wanders through forests and, across deserts and shit. And he finally comes to this water, and people are telling him like, hey, don't cross the water, man. And
Yeah.
he's like, why? And they're like, just don't cross the water." He's like, well, of course I'm gonna cross the water now.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have told me not to. Um, I like to think of myself a lot like Gilgamesh. You tell me something not to do, and I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
Maybe I want to do it.
Yeah.
But so he finds somebody to ferry him across the ways, and he gets across the water, and he meets this character in a cave named Utnapishtim. And Utnapishtim is this immortal figure from before the flood. They call it the before time. Um, and he was tasked. He was a like essentially a being, not quite a god, but not a human either. He like had knowledge of the gods,
Yeah.
but wasn't necessarily godlike like Gilgamesh was.
Yeah.
But he had this knowledge and this connection with Enki, and Enki had told him about a flood that was going to happen because the gods were angered with humans and they needed to destroy them. The humans were being, and this is the same story from the Bible. In the Bible, they're talking about how the giants were being, nefarious with the humans and procreating and basically messing with God's creation.
Yep.
In the same sense, in this story, they're saying the same thing, that humans were desecrating the creation of the gods, because the gods. It was very interesting. I was listening to a podcast and they explained it this way. They say that we were made in the image of the gods, and I think when we think of image, we think of like how we look. But
Yeah.
how they explained it is that no, gods are creators, and we were made in that image to create as they do.
Right.
And I thought, I was like, oh, it fucking blew my mind right
Yeah,
up.
that's good shit. Yeah.
Um, but essentially we were just using our creation to do bad things. We were probably seeking knowledge that wasn't there, like wasn't for us.
Yeah.
It's the Tower
Yep.
of Babel story. But there was this flood, and Enki told Utnapishtim about this flood that was going to happen. He said, fuck all your earthly possessions, get your sons. He had 5 sons. He said, get your sons, build a craft, weather the storm,
Yeah.
because that would carry the seed of man through the storm. And
Yeah.
Enlil was the god destroying all the life on earth, because that was essentially like she's known as like the creator and destroyer and like the god of the earth,
Yeah.
and so she was destroying everything to make new life. And after the storm was weathered, they built the boat and everything, and everybody survived. His 5 sons spread out across the world to different parts of the world. And that's part of the reason why I think there might be a lot of these same structures in different areas,
Yeah.
because they were these people that had this knowledge, all went to different parts of the earth and spread their knowledge to these people,
Yep.
and created empires. Um, but he meets this character, Gilgamesh does, in a cave, and he tells him the story of the before the flood, and so he gets this knowledge of this time, and he tells him that because of his gift of bringing the life through the flood, Utnapishtim and his wife were given immortality, and so he was just fucking chilling in the cave, bro, forever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Uh,
fuck everything. I'll just be in the darkness.
yeah, dude, he's just probably just tripping balls. He hasn't seen light in forever.
Yeah.
You know when you like rub your eyes a little too hard and you get the light show,
Yeah.
like what he sees all the time because he hasn't ever seen light.
Yeah.
um, but either way, he like Gilgamesh gets this knowledge and goes back to Sumer or Uruk rather to tell everybody about it, and they write it down in these tablets, um, and the tablets get passed down. It was
Yeah.
very cool. It was a very cool story, and I just think it's such a cool thing how it connects with the story of Noah and the Ark, and it's like basically the same story,
Oh yeah.
but just told from two different cultures very similarly.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Um, that kind of shit compels me so much. I've been trying
That's
to piece
awesome,
together
man.
what the real origin is here.
Doesn't Gilgamesh and his friend, what's the friend's name?
Enkidu.
Enkidu. Don't they fight like a being that was deemed indestructible or something like that?
I think so.
It
They
might
go
have
on a
been the boar that was the thing, but I thought they fought like a creature the size of a mountain,
I'm trying I think
and
they
it was
did
like an epic battle.
I think they fought a mountain.
A mountain, okay,
I'm
yeah.
I need to remember though. They went on like there's like a bunch of different tales of their battles.
Yeah.
Um
But no, I definitely remember the boar. The boar was the significant one. But yeah, I've listened to him too, man. It's an awesome story. I like when he first meets Enkidu. Don't they have an epic battle as well?
yeah, they fucking tear down like half the city beating the shit out of
Yeah.
each other.
And they're just equal strength. So
Yeah, it was cool. They like talk about how they met too. They like
yeah.
met grasps together in like wrestler stance, and then
Yeah.
they like in the epic they like specify he plants his back foot, and with a twist of his hips, Enkidu is thrown through the air, and it was like it's just sick. He's like they're talking about like a judo throw and like hip
Yes.
toss. It's like that's sick.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
Enkidu was covered in like red hair, wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure.
Like from
Yeah,
head to toe. Yeah.
yeah. He was like a beast man. He was made
Yeah.
from there's like some accounts where he has hooves and
Oh wow.
horns. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So awesome.
Um, yeah, I want to look in here and find
Yeah,
the
man.
the
Just
journey
like just like Noah, the story.
exactly. And that's the compelling part is it's the same story. He gets told by God, told by a God, build a boat, bring people over,
Yeah.
you know, and it's cool because in the Bible they talk about how Noah was like the last true bloodline on Earth that wasn't poisoned by this Nephilim blood,
Yeah.
and I would like to think that that's like what the gods saw in Utnapishtim and his sons is
Yep.
that like he was this pure being that had the foresight not to indulge in any of this like evil behavior, and they were like,
Yeah.
this is the guy that should pass the seed.
Yeah.
you know Thought that was sick.
Oh yeah.
Very compelling story though.
No,
But
it's
yeah,
awesome.
they went to. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they had to kill the guardian. Oh, oh, they cut down the sacred cedar. That's why the gods came after them. They cut down
Okay.
the sacred cedar tree, and then the goddess sent the bowl of heaven, which was the creature which was I think was supposed to be immortal, but they ended up
Yeah.
slaying him.
Yeah.
They were just too badass.
Too badass. Yeah, weren't they like 14 feet tall or something like that?
Yeah, they were giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilgamesh was. I think they refer to him as a giant.
Yeah.
The Giant King.
Yeah.
Such a
Awesome,
cool
man.
story.
Oh, I
I
love it.
love it. This is the kind of stuff that really gets me going. That's my favorite subject for
Yeah.
sure.
Me
I could go
too.
deep. Yeah, I could go deep forever with that kind of stuff, and especially just old stories.
Yeah.
I found this podcast on Spotify that's called Old Stories,
Okay.
and it's a bunch of these old retellings of things that they found on tablets about gods and goddesses, Ishtar, Enki, Enlil. You know, I love it. It's so cool.
Oh
Compelling
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I love it a lot. Well, what
Oh
do you
yeah,
think,
bro.
man? With that, should we sign it off?
Yeah.
I love it, dude. This is a
Yeah.
good conversation. I'm glad we fucking got to do this. I know with us being busy, it's hard to find time, but
Yeah.
we
No, we're
managed.
back. We're back,
We're
baby.
back, baby. Shit. We should have a guest on for the next one.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go into a little bit of ceremonial magic and stuff like
Okay.
that with the next guest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll have some fun.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, we need to do that more. I'm down.
I love it. I love it. Folks, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, you're a champion of the people and you deserve a gold star.
Yep.
And we deserve 5 gold stars from you. You should go
Yeah.
to Spotify and give us that 5 stars. Say something nice about the show. Say something mean about the show, but just put 5 stars.
Yep.
And yeah, subscribe to the Patreon. We got stickers for you. Yeah, you guys know
Yes,
the deal.
sir.
You guys know the deal. Avery, I love you, motherfucker.
Love you too, bruh.
All right, have a good night, buddy.
Yes, sir.